Hi friends, it's Jade here, dropping in for the collective pick a card reading. So this one is for Venus direct and Mercury direct. We've just had the eclipse season, which has been really big, and Venus has gone through her retrograde season, which is the completion of her 18-month journey. And I have underneath this video, I've linked a meditation and activation that I created to help us really embody the lessons of Venus retrograde season. So we'll be going through an integration process over the next couple of days, and then she goes direct, which is amazing, and we begin a whole new Venus cycle. There's some other cool things that are happening. Venus is conjunct Saturn, which is an opportunity for us to let go of old timelines and structures that are not working anymore. It's like sitting in a rendezvous with the Lord of Time and Structure and the goddess of inspiration, creativity, love, abundance, beauty, and war as well, war and strategy. So with this conjunction, we've got this opportunity to really sit with the masculine, feminine polarities and look at where we need structures, what structures are not working for our creative freedom, and maybe structures that are limiting or belief systems around what we should be doing to create success. So anyway, I have created a reading. Pick a card. Pile 1, obsidian. Pile 2, amethyst. Pile 3 is smoky quartz. So pile 1, your card that you chose is Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Very on theme with Venus and Mercury retrograde and going direct. So you'd be very, very aware of the relationships and the patterns that haven't been working for you. And paired with the energy of obsidian itself, obsidian is a crystal that pulls negativity towards itself. So it's great for a healing stone when you're going through stuff. But obsidian will make things super aware, which is also full moon. This is a full moon reading. And that's what full moon does. It brings to the surface things that have been hidden in the shadows. So I'm going to choose 3 cards for you from the Medicine Woman Tarot deck. Wow. Okay. 3 cards. These Astrology dice. Okay, so the first card you've got is the 5 of Bowls, and it came out reversed. So the 5 of Bowls is the card of relationship let go. It's often the card of grief and really sitting with what's not working. But it's come out reversed, so that indicates that you've either been asked to let go of a relationship in your life and you're struggling to let it go, or it's not time to let it go yet. Next to that we have the Chariot, and I just heard, and letting go of ways of communicating that are not working. So the 5 of Cups, when we're looking at a communication and relationship reading, we're looking at the energetics of what are we ready to let go of. what am I holding in this cup and drinking from that's not actually working for me or my relationships anymore? Yeah, so I encourage you to click on the activation underneath this video so that you can drop in and find those answers for yourself in a guided meditation way. Okay, so I'm going to ask the runes. You've got the Chariot card here, which means that there's movement, and it's paired with the Emperor. So we're looking at a very strong masculine energy, or you stepping in as the Emperor of your world. And then the Chariot is this movement of forward. So if you've asked a question around, will this be successful? Yes. Is it time to take action? Yes, which is interesting because the not yet on communicating just came through. So take your time to work out what's in your cup that you want to pour out. Maybe get some assistance from friends or a therapist to help you work out why it feels like you need to leave. And this is where the Chariot pairs with that energy, because we want to activate things from an informed place, and we want to take steps towards our future. So if you've asked a question and it's about a direction, this is a yes for you. If you have asked a question about a relationship, moving away from the relationship, that could also be a yes for you. But because the Five of Cups is reversed, we want to take our time to be informed before taking action. And it might be just taking action on a specific part of your relationship. Yeah, so you've got ride hole, which is movement. Coming from a balanced place, you're being asked to be balanced with your fire. As you prepare to move, we've got Sawillow asking to bring in the light so that you're speaking from light, not wounding. We've got the rune of life, death and rebirth. So there is an ending that is creating a new beginning. You have Tewaz here with Raidho and Nalthis. So those three together is about being focused, taking steps towards well-being. Then you have Ingwas. And Ingwas is the seed that you have planted in the soil. Now that is next to Dagaz, and Dagaz is the balance that we need to hold in light and day, masculine, feminine, meeting in that place in between where the seeds that we've planted in the soil, they can bloom in the right timing. So we're taking action towards steps towards health, and vitality, getting yourself in a position where you feel well. And the seeds that you've planted in the garden of your relationships and the garden of your life will blossom in the right time, provided that you are able to emotionally regulate. So we have Isa, and Isa is ice. It's the ability to freeze energetics when we need to. Manas is at the very beginning. So that's about our relationships with others socially. Now, in the dice that I rolled for you, we have the 10th house, and that is the house of our work, our career life, and it pours into the 11th house of community. So what we're looking at here is you're being asked to get into a place of wellness so that you can continue to work on your career, work on the dreams that you have, and not allow relationship disharmony to pull you back. The Chariot is saying you will be successful, but there's some work you need to do with learning how to freeze emotions, to be informed when you bring stuff up. And then we have the Emperor, and the beautiful thing that I love about the Medicine Woman Tarot Emperor is it's the command card. And there's a chief sitting by a fire with his sacred pipe, which is, he's tuning into God, he's tuning into Creator. And the wisdom teaching in the book, the Medicine Woman Tarot book, is around how a chief will look at the clan, the tribe, and he will see who's good at what. So some people are natural hunters, some people are natural at weaving, some people are natural at cooking and cleaning, and some people are good at building. So a really good chief will be able to delegate and pull on everyone's gifts and strengths so that the whole community is well. So you're being asked to come into a place of being that sacred delegator, where you're taking command of the way that things are being spoken, what is being spoken, and when, and from what place in your heart and soul. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you had lots of aha moments. Let me know. Please like and follow this channel if you're into it. I provide a reading once a month, and on Wednesday this week, the Venus Rose circles kick back off, so we can do our monthly sisterhood gathering. It's online. I have 2 times available to pretty much cover the entire community, Sacred Woman Tribe community. And yeah, we're going to be exploring specific wisdom questions, activations, and rituals, like self-care rituals for each of Ishtar's gateways as she makes her way out of retrograde and walks through the 7 gates of her becoming. So this is about us dropping in to our sacred rose within, the way that Venus within us specifically speaks, and just having some sisterhood with really keep it real, beautiful women who also want to learn and grow and be the best versions of themselves they can be for their relationships and the beautiful offerings that we have in the world. Thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in. Much love. Pile 2. Hello, this is Jade tuning in for your reading. The theme of this reading is around communication and your center of worth, value, and relationships, in relationships. So we're having a little look at the energetics that are happening. The Venus retrograde season has been big. She's been in retrograde since February, and Mercury retrograde was a doozy. So that all happened during the eclipse season, which means that a lot of old karmic contracts, old cycles, timelines, family stuff, especially old timelines, past life timelines, contracts and agreements have been being asked to be revealed so that we can look at the patterns in our ancestry, in our DNA, in our soul blueprint, and choose a new timeline, because we are in this place of accelerated growth and accelerated choosing of timelines. So we can literally transmute, transform, and transcend the old stuff and step in to being co-creative with what it is that we know that we're here to be, do, and share. The first card that you pulled, so you chose the amethyst and the trust your niggle. What is niggling within you? What's this niggling feeling within you trying to tell you? So there's something there, it's brewing. Amethyst is great because it helps to clarify our minds, and it's a crown chakra stone, so it helps to bring in the information required. Oh, that feels really nice. Just take a couple of breaths and breathe in and affirm, I have the capacity to receive all of the wisdom and information I need to trust this niggling feeling and take the appropriate action. All right, Great Spirit, Mother, Father. Asking for 3 cards for pile 2. We've got the Hierophant. You've got 7 of Pentacles reversed and the 4 of Pentacles reversed. Okay. And clarifying card. All right. So the Hierophant is the major arcana card in the reading. And the Hierophant is such an interesting card. It's ruled by Taurus. And it can, in its like shadowy aspect, it can be being really bogged down by a masculine figure. The Hierophant can represent the church. It's that it can be that dogmatic energy of laws and rules and what is required in social conduct and stuff. So that's the negative side, but the positive side is the Hierophant is that sacred masculine archetype within us who has sacred rules and laws, that LOREs, that are aligned with cosmic order. So we can tap into that Hierophant archetype within ourselves when we need to know what the cosmic order of things really looks like. The Hierophant is the benevolent father, not father, but the benevolent guide. In the Medicine Woman Tarot, the Hierophant card is the guide. So this is allowing divine masculine guidance from within yourself. It's not so much an emotional, it's a practical card. And then when we look at, you've got two pentacles. One is generally a message saying you're doing really well, keep toiling the soil. It's like the feeling, it's the card that says you've reached a level of success, but keep going. This is where we celebrate that level of success, and we continue to water those plants and to prune the trees and do what's required. So whatever that version of that is for you, the universe is saying, well done. You've got a few more steps to finish this first phase of whatever it is that you've been in. I'm feeling there's some ancestral stuff that you've really been working on releasing. So that's almost there. Now we've got the 4 of Pentacles here. And the 4 of Pentacles is like a miser energy, which is interesting because it's also ruled by Taurus. So maybe there's a Taurian in your world, or you might be a Taurian. But the 4 of Pentacles upright represents being miserly with money, like holding onto it. Look at him. He's holding onto it. sitting on it, holding it, and got it on it, balancing on his crown. So when we look at that aspect of being miserly, but it's inverted, so it's actually quite a positive message that you've been investing your money and invest in saving and doing it from a place of knowing that you're on the path, the project is in motion. Interesting that my intention was to do a relationship reading, but this is looking actually a little bit more like the practical nuts and bolts of money. There's also, you've got the Four of Wands as well, and that Four of Wands reverse represents a loss. So yeah, there's definitely a weaving here to do with a loss. Maybe a family member has passed away. Perhaps it's the passing away of old programs connected to grandfather archetypes. Perhaps it is just sensing that someone's withholding. They're holding onto their coins, and you're reaching towards this celebration. The Four of Wands is really beautiful. It's the part of marriage and celebration. So my beautiful friend, if you're going through a loss right now, I wrap my arms around you and offer you a big cuddle. You've got the 9th house and Mercury here, and so we're looking at expanding vocabulary. The 9th house is the house of belief systems, travel, study, what we need to open ourselves up to. So wherever you are, trust your inner niggle, bring in the light, ask the right questions, practice more meditations. Underneath this video, I have linked my Venus rose, the Venus retrograde activation and meditation, and that will really help. Like I've anchored in some questions. It's a bit of a guided journey, so you can tap in and ask the questions. What am I ready to let go of, and what am I bringing with me? Because as Venus goes direct, we get to choose what garments we're putting back on. In the story of Ishtar, she descends into the underworld and she takes the 7 royal garments off, symbolizing the 7 chakras. And then she sits with her sister Erishkigal, which is that's the dark side of ourselves. She sits in the underworld. She thinks she's going to save her sister, but her sister, when she meets with her, is furious. She didn't want her there. And so she hung her up on a fishhook, and she was with herself in the darkness for 3 days and 3 nights. And then after that, like, there's other cool parts of the story, but I won't go into it right now. But the long and the short of it is a miracle happens, and then she takes the journey where she takes the 7 gateways up into the upper world. And each gateway she puts on one of her royal garments. And when Venus goes retrograde, like she just has, it represents that time when we are stripped naked of the programs and the things that we have done by default. Often when we're taught as little girls what is required of us, or little boys what's required of us, and then we get to one step at it, we get to sit with the things that are ready to go, the identities we've had, the things that we've attached to that no longer serve us, or perhaps no longer serve our families or communities. So in that, what your guidance is keep expanding your mind, keep expanding your consciousness, keep asking the right questions, keep up your regular practices, because we can turn this, like, what I love about the minor arcana cards is it's just the current energy. Like, often I will ask the question, which I'm going to do right now actually. I'm going to ask the runes, what energy is required to shift this into a celebration? Because right now it feels like a grief. Creativity, connection with the light, pausing emotional reactivity, and tapping into the need fire. So if we look at this and we go, okay, my intuition is telling me that this is an ancestral pattern. What do I need? Tap into the need fire. Kenaz is there saying you have the fire, that you have the fire within you. It is innate in you. That is your intuition. It is creativity. You were born with this fire. So use the fire to out-create the old patterns that don't work, and that will move you towards Raidho, which is the grace gate. Raidho is the energy between the heart and the will. It's this energy where we get to move forward. There's a cup of fate turning for you. There's well-being coming. There's a lot of cracking of veils of illusion. The Thor's hammer's there. Thor's hammer is like the cracking down of light. But you have a harvest energy here, and you have divine, beautiful relationships in the future. And knowing that there is a time and a season for everything under the sun. So whatever the cup of fate has rolled for you right now, by connecting with your creativity, asking for divine light and guidance, Sawillo, it's like Christ consciousness, the sun, what is clear. Asking for the clarity to know what you need to outcreate old patterns, to move with grace between heart and will, to call in your harvest, allowing illusion and fantasy to die, continuing to forge forward with the strength of the bull, with focus. You will have that beautiful relationship that your heart is yearning for. You're being asked to expand your skill set, as in how you communicate and how you respond to other people communicating. This is not making you wrong in any way, shape or form. It is, we're all on a journey to learn how to do better with our communication, how to come at it from healthy angles. I fuck it up all the time. It's really a process. We as a collective are being asked to outcreate the patterns. And like if we look at the Hierophant archetype, like the nasty aspects of church. I'm not saying church is wrong, it's beautiful, and there's so many things about faith that is really amazing. Some of my favorite people in this world have really deep faith. But the dogmatic aspect of the Hierophant has created massive problems in our society, in the way that we communicate, and it's essential that as a collective we learn new ways. So if you're saying goodbye to someone, can I invite you to practice we are all doing the best that we have with what we know. And the previous generations what they knew back then, we know so many more things, like about how to communicate. Their way was very different to ours. And that's what's beautiful about the evolution of consciousness and the evolution of humanity and where we are today in our journey, because as a collective, we're in the new earth grid if we choose it. So yeah, and there's going to be this push and pull, heavy shit pulling us back, pulling us forward, but just keep forging the fire. Like, to make sure that that fire is burning so that you can sharpen your sword of discernment and keep on cutting off the stuff that is holding you back, because my beautiful friend, freedom is your birthright. That feels complete. Yeah, that feels good. I'd love to know if this resonated with you. Please like and subscribe and share it with your friends if it's resonating. So this is one of my monthly offerings to support the collective, and yeah, I love it. It's fun. It keeps me interacting with my people while I'm traveling, because I'm always on the road and doing stuff. And another thing that I have started that I'd love to invite you to feel into is monthly Venus Rose Circles. We will be exploring the 7 gates of Venus's journey. So Venus has just started a new cycle, and in the beginning of this cycle we get to go into the reflection of what we're leaving here in this timeline, and consciously put our garments back on. So I've also added in the activation and meditation that I channeled yesterday for you. So have a little listen and feel into what feels good for you. And thank you so much for being here. Much love. Go gently with your beautiful heart and stay focused. Okay, pile 3. Hello, here's your reading. So you have chosen the card of take a break. It's a life work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. And you've chosen this beautiful smoky quartz. And smoky quartz is an excellent stone for when you need to ground and just clear a bit of energy. So it feels to me like you have been working your little butt off. Someone just said on a particular relationship, and this is a life's work. Well, it's a life's work to have a relationship with ourselves and constantly be renewing our energy. So I'm going to just throw the astrology dice to have a little look. We got Jupiter, yeah, big daddy energy. He's the benevolent father. And then the 10th house again. Oh no, 9th house. Cool. So straight away we can see that you're being asked to either study or expand your consciousness around money, benevolence, what the divine masculine is actually here within you, guiding you to do. This is also about you calling in everything that is good and right and pure for yourself. Okay, so we're going to choose 3 cards. 3 cards for the collective of pile 3 who need to take a break and realize that this is a life's work, not a season. 3 cards, Great Spirit. Three cards for pile 3 collective. Awesome. So your major arcana card is the Wheel of Fortune. You've got the Ace of Wands and the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands is actually quite good. It's a good card. It's like, oh, you've been through all the battles and the butterflies rising out of the battles that you've been through. The Ace of Wands indicates there's a new beginning. Look at this wand of light blooming with new blossoms. So yeah, you have been working really hard. It's time to take a break, reap what you've already sown, recognize the battles that you've won, sit in gratitude, stop pushing yourself to be more, do more, just drop in and be in the benevolence, Jupiter energy of your life. There might be something that you're ready to study, and this is to do with relationship skills. It's also to do with your purpose and what you are creating career-wise. You've got movement in the house, so I'm looking at the runes now. Raidho with Fehu and Alges. So this is a message that you are protected by Alges and Tyr, actually. So you've got Raidho, Fehu, Alges, Tewaz, all in a row together. Boom. This is about moving forward with creative ideas, knowing that you are protected and in focus. But before that happens, so this is the next season that will come. What you've got before those energies come, it's like resting at the end of winter, taking the sacred pause, going on a holiday, doing the things, letting your energy recalibrate, because there has been a death. There's like the completion. This is the completion cycle for you. You've got 2 9s in this reading. So we're looking at completion cycle. And you are in a harvest right now. So harvesting, whether it's a financial, emotional, spiritual, mental harvest, sit and write down everything that you have accomplished within yourself, in your life, all the things. I'll just take a sip. Okay, and then moving on, you got heaps of runes. We have Gebo with Ewas. I've got a phone call coming in. I don't know if that just cut out. Gebo, Ewas, Bacana, and Thorisaz. So we're looking at sacred union. So we're looking at a relationship that is grounded in the wisdom of the world tree. This is our sovereign central pillar where all the mysteries are available. We've got the mysteries of the underworld and the upper world, and knowing that we are in control of the energy that moves up and down our spine. We have sovereignty in the collective conversation. We're either under the influence or we are in the driver's seat. So this is about you being in the driver's seat of your relationships. And Bacana is really the divine feminine rune. It's a fertility, pregnancy. It speaks to what we are birthing. And then you've got Thorisaz there. So there's like a smashing of illusion. There's a breaking past old paradigms. And because we rolled and you got the 9th house, this is really about you opening up your belief matrix to support where you're going and what you're moving towards, because there's a really divine partnership here for you. It's written, you know, it's here. Divine partnerships, they just said. So about being in really good, right relations with the world around you, and your intimate relationships will change. It's essential that you know what you need inside of the intimate partnership. So the next line of runes that we have here is Nauthiz with Airwas, which is marriage, Ingwas, which is the seeds that we have sown yesterday, and Perthro, pleasure and joy. So what we're looking at is you need to be working in harmony with the other or yourself, masculine and feminine within. I'm not saying that this is not about gender. This is about you in union. Yeah, it's you in union with life, sacred union. Now, knowing what you need in sacred relationships, knowing that the seeds that you have sown are in the soil and they're doing what they're meant to do, and those seeds are actually going to come to fruition by being in joy and pleasure. So I think that, like, if you've asked a question about a relationship coming, there is definitely one coming. If you've asked if things are going to get better, yes, they are. The season of death is kind of now. That season of discomfort, letting things go, going through all that's now. Step into reaping your harvest. You've got the Wheel of Fortune. This is not a season, it's life work. And then all the messages of protection, all of your creations, everything that you have worked really hard for is protected. So stay in your lane with that. Know what you need. You know that there's divine partnership here. You are breaking through old patterns, expanding your consciousness. Some of you are going to engage professional or something, a study, something to expand consciousness so that you can really, really tap into what is for you in this world. And then very last, we have Anzus, and Anzus is the rune of divine language. It's the benevolent father again. It's the all-seeing one. It's wisdom. It's knowing how to speak our world into being. So you've got an awesome reading. I'm really happy for you. You deserve to have this rest. Take the break. Underneath this reading, there is a meditation activation that I did to tap us into what we need to resolve within ourselves and leave in this timeline so that we can step forward. Because as Venus goes direct out of the retrograde period, reflects Ishtar's journey, the Queen of Heaven, going through the 7 gateways, the 7 different moons, and then she sits in the underworld for a period of time, like she's been there since February. And so that underworld experience is what we've just been through. So those 7 months is like stripping all the royal garments off and really being able to sit with our pure nakedness and go, okay, well, if I'm not that, who am I? If I'm not this, who am I? If my business doesn't look like this, what is it? If this relationship isn't flourishing in this form, how do we nurture it? So the meditation is there to connect to a sacred completion and an integration of everything we've been through, over the last few months with the eclipses and the retrogrades, and now things are moving direct, so we're in a whole new energy. So yeah, have a squeeze at that. That's underneath this video, and I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, subscribe, message me, let me know what resonated, share with your people. That would make it easier. Once I get to 50 followers, I can just jump in and do a live, and that would be so easy. And then yeah, see you next month. Thank you so much for being here. If you need any extra help, I'm available for online readings. Mwah.